right, Instagram is live and Facebook is live.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. We'll just give everyone a few minutes to pop in. It's 4 o'clock right on the nose, so we'll just give everyone a second.
Hi guys.
We
Hey
got
everyone.
the whole gang here. Carly's coming around in a second, and we are super pumped to do our very first ever live virtual wine and cupcake pairing.
Is all the volume down on everything?
Should be. Yep.
Thanks for popping in.
Alright, we've got some people. Let's see.
Hi guys. For everyone just tuning in, if you don't know, we are doing our live virtual wine and cupcake pairing. So what we've done is we've taken this experience that we usually do out here in the tasting room and we've brought it to you at home, because this year we were only able to get in one weekend of wine and cupcake pairings before all this craziness happened. And we're so excited to share this with you because we spend so much time custom creating each flavor to pair with each wine specifically, and we'll dive into, you know, how each one goes together in a little bit. But again, thank you for joining us. We'll give them a couple more minutes. Carly's gonna roll in here in a second.
Let's see. Hey Vicky.
Hi Vicky, Vicky Caparello.
And Steve probably as well, right?
Hi Steve, thank you so much. You guys are so supportive. We can't thank you enough. Alright, so I guess we'll start getting rolling into it. So, welcome, my name is Rachel Kewen. I am our Assange and Sales Manager here at Penswoods Winery. I'm here with Andrea Criato. She is our General Manager, Alexa Ellis, our Taster Manager, and our Fearless Leader, Owner, Carly Mack, and we are here to present our wine and cupcake pairing. And Alexa's going to go a little bit through a little bit of the pairing suggestions that we slipped into your bag, so just kind of give you a heads up of what's going on.
Well, pretty much what we are going to do is you have a little honey cup. If you only got one in your bag, it's because we don't need a ton on the first cupcake. And that's going to be the Spicy Bee, which we will talk about. We did recommend putting the Cabernet and the Moscato Rose in the refrigerator. If you want to pop those in there real quick, or they probably are going to be fine. The Cabernet, Sauvignon, and the Merlot did not need, they were fine in the room temperature. But how we're going to do this pairing is we work from left to right. So we're going to start with the Spicy Bee, and then we're going to just move down the row. So we put it on your pairing guide so you can kind of tell. But as we go through the cupcakes, we'll make sure to show you it so we're on the same cupcake. We're going to start with the Cabernet. And what we'll do is we'll sip the wine first, but you want to pour it into your glass, you want to swirl it around, look at the wine, smell the wine, taste it, then go to the cupcake, and then go back to the wine. So then that way you can understand the interaction of how the wine plays with the flavors of the cupcakes.
So let's go ahead and get started. So I have the first one, our Cabernet 19. First of all, how cute are these little bottles?
I know. And the little labels.
And the little labels.
They were so much fun to find.
Yeah. Carly did all the work of making the labels. We wanted to make it look, yeah, just like
well, it's a
one of our
perfect
bottles.
size. It's 2 ounces, which is a nice tasting amount. It gives you just the perfect amount to taste it and then have a little bit extra to enjoy as well.
We had a lot of fun putting this together. So if you want to, like Alexa said, pour your wine. We're going to swirl it, smell it, give it a little sip-sies. This first one is our Cabernet 2019, and we did a live video a couple weeks ago on Cabernet. It is one of our most popular wines here because it's so well balanced between the sweeter and the dry side. It's sweeter up front, you got some lychee, some honeysuckle notes, and then it has that nice effervescent dry finish that really cleanses the palate. And this is something that we typically use every year on the wine and cupcake pairing just because it's such a versatile little wine and it pairs so well. And that one is going to be paired with the Spicy Bee cupcake. So that's the little yellow cupcake with the little yellow frosting, and we included a little bit of black and gold honey from Swarm Busted Honey. They're a little farm out in West Grove and just make all kinds of really, really gorgeous little honeys. And you're just going to want to drizzle a little scotch the top there.
She did it perfectly. We did it.
It's like, go in there.
We have different honeys too, so whatever works.
So this one is a lemon, turmeric, and cayenne cake. It has a little bit of honey center, again that little bit of honey drizzle, and a honey frosting. So what this one does is the lemon and the honey notes really complement a lot of the tropical fruit notes in the wine. Again, that lychee, that hint of pineapple, the little bit of floral notes in there, and that turmeric really makes the acidity kind of come alive. It crackles and pops in your mouth, gives a little life to that hint of bubble in there as well. And that cayenne, that hint of spicy, which gives it the name, the spicy bee, is tamed by the sweetness of the wine. So you feel a little bit of heat up front, and then you get that sweetness that kind of softens it out on the finish. It really makes for a beautiful pairing.
This is a healthy cupcake.
Yeah.
So it's your daily dose of
wellness.
everything you need. Little turmeric, little honey for the immune system.
And you barely get that little tiny bit of spice on the finish of it.
It balances
It's
so well.
perfect. It's the perfect amount.
Oh my God.
If anybody hears a saw in the background, Gino has decided to upgrade the chicken coop, and he decided to do it today
At this time.
at this
Right now.
time.
Right now.
So he's in the background, in the vineyard, sawing away.
God. I love how that cayenne just makes that bubble just sparkle at the end.
Absolutely.
It's like, it's like
the
a little
perfect
fizz.
balance.
So much fun.
And I like the earthiness from the turmeric as well. It's very, very slight. It's a nice combination of all of those different flavors. It is so many different flavors all in one. I think this is one of my favorite cupcakes that Thais has made from Dia Doce. I don't know if we mentioned where the cupcakes are from. Did we guys
No,
find
you
out?
want
Not
to
yet.
take that away.
These are all from Dia Doce in Westchester. Thais is the cupcake master. We've been working with her for,
Incredible.
I think we decided 7 or 8 years now
Yeah, 8 years.
that we've been doing this cupcake pairing, and we work with her every year. We come up with different cupcake flavors every single year. I think we have repeated a flavor like once, maybe. But she's very into all of the crazy ideas that we come up with flavor-wise. She encourages it.
Yeah.
She has a ton of really great ideas as well, but we try to get the mixture of sweet and savory and have that balance, because not every wine is meant to go with something sweet. So that's why we kind of have some of the earthy flavors, some of the spiciness, some savory flavors in these cupcakes, so they're not all just a sugar bomb, because it's not going to work with every wine. So that's why we really try to customize this and really come up with flavors, different profiles, and determine what wines they will go with perfectly. There really is a lot of thought process that goes into it.
Yeah.
We have, Jen and Rachel said, we have a blast doing this.
We do. We kick around flavor ideas like all year long, pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah.
We have a running list. We're like, oh, what about this? And it gets crazier and crazier. And then we send Thais a list, and she comes back with like even
More ideas.
way out there ideas. We're like, yes, please,
And
more.
I think that's why when we only had one weekend of this in March, we're like, this can't be.
We've
These
got
are
to
too
continue
good
this.
of these cupcakes. We have to do it somehow.
And this next one is actually like kind of your.
Yeah, this
Brainchild.
is a super fun one. So we were bouncing around every year. We always have.
You don't have to dump your wine out. You are more than welcome to drink it all.
So just so you know, so you can go ahead and pour. The next wine is the Bancroft Cabernet Sauvignon 2015. So go ahead and pour her in our little glass here.
Thanks, love.
And we did recommend, if you have 2 glasses, that's great. If not, it's totally fine. You could do, maybe too late at this point, but your white wine and your rosé at the end in 1 glass, and then your reds in another. But I'm sure this works completely fine as well. So cupcake-wise, one of my personal favorite cupcakes from Dia Doce is her red velvet. I think she makes a wonderful red velvet cake. And we've never incorporated that into our pairing. So we sort of came up with the idea to do a spin on a Spanish style sangria and turn it into like a cupcake flavor. So we took sort of the red wine flavors, obviously we're pairing it with a red wine, the citrus flavors. So this cupcake, it's the sort of red looking one, red velvet with the orange frosting on it. It also has a little bit of sesame seed on the top and a little shaving of some very dark chocolate, which is a nice little addition to it. So this is a red velvet cake. It has a plum compote center, and then the orange frosting and sesame seed. So a lot of really fun and complex flavors going on in this. And with this wine, so this is our Bancroft Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a 2015. And this is actually from our second line of wine that we had started and we sold a couple of years ago, and we eventually phased it out, but we have, this is the last of what we have of our Bancroft wine, and it has actually aged very, very well. It's drinking really nicely right now. In my opinion, it is one of my favorites as well. People have really started to get into it.
I was shocked because I don't think I had it for maybe almost 2 years, and then we popped it out for a pairing or something. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it got
just
bigger,
opened up.
deeper.
Yeah.
That like
Juicy
earthiness came through, but that you're right, the fruit really started to come out.
It's very, very juicy, which is wonderful with the plum compote that you have in this cupcake itself, and as well as the citrus flavors. It's kind of a nice contrast that you have in the frosting. But this is, this wine, we have a Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve as well. This to me is a little more, it's lighter, it's not quite as heavy, quite as bold.
It's a perfect summery.
It
kind of
is.
cab.
It's a really nice summer cab. It's a lower price point as well. This one's $28 a bottle. And like I said, it's just aged really nicely. It's something that we set aside for a couple of years, and then we just decided to bring it back. It's limited availability. I think we have like less than 50 cases of it right now, but it's definitely drinking really nicely right now, and I think that it's awesome with this cupcake, especially all those.
Such a good gift to give as well
It
for
is.
people
It
who
is.
love red wine or are getting introduced to red wine, and for the price point, it's beautiful.
And I love that the harvest bar that we crunched
Yeah.
on top.
It
you
adds
know?
to like the
It
tannin.
gives, it gives more tan and a little more dryness to some of those juicy fruity notes.
Yes.
It's fabulous.
Well, I remember when we had started this, when we did like the first round of the test cupcakes, we loved this cupcake, but there was just something missing. We wanted to enhance the tannins of that cab, and that little hint of dark chocolate really brings them out at the finish.
And the dark chocolate that we have on there is our harvest bar. Did we mention that?
Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
That's from Double Spiral. They're out in Delaware, and it's all organic, ethically sourced. It's definitely more of a darker, bitter chocolate, but for the dark chocolate lovers, it's awesome, and especially just for a nice dusting. And it had cranberries on it, dried cranberries, and sunflower seeds, I believe. So that just adds to the crunch.
We have someone saying that Bancroft smells like sweet cherries. Absolutely.
It does. It
That
really does.
bright, juicy fruit.
Oh, I love
And
it.
then Wine Casual is asking, this is how Davide's doing with this year's spring budding. Sure, some of you know it was been kind of a funky spring. We had a really late frost in the first week of May, which hasn't happened to us, I don't think, ever. Our home vineyard here is totally fine. We had a little bit of bud damage at our vineyard in Coatesville, our Sandy Hill vineyard, with our Pinot Noir, but it's always rough when you have those late freezes.
Yeah.
In April, you never expect it in May. So Davide feels confident though. Feels like we're on the up and up.
Yeah, he's
feels good about it.
loving the condition of the vineyard right
Yeah.
now. You can see behind us, I don't know how clear you can see, a lot of the cover crops have grown in, started to fill in and bloom.
We posted
We-
a lot of beautiful pictures.
Beautiful photos. We have crimson clover. What else do we have out there, Rach?
We have hairy vetch, we have rye, we have poppy, we have the daikon radish, and each one adds a little bit something different to the soil. Some add, they balance the nitrogen, balance the potassium. Some of them have really deep root systems, so they're aerating the soil naturally, and then when they die, we kind of mulch them back in. So it's just maintaining our soil health naturally. It's really beautiful, but also
is.
really great for the vineyard as well.
So speaking of the vineyard and Davide, the next wine that we have is the Merlot Reserve 2016, and it's paired with the Raz Mocha Latte cupcake, which is my favorite cupcake that we have, because obviously wine makes everything better, but I would just order this cupcake just to have as a dessert. But Merlot, isn't it Davide's favorite wine to make?
It is. Yeah.
And this one especially, if you see on your little pairing menu, we just wrote it's silky, it's sexy, it's just beautifully structured, it's smoky, like just enough said. Because this wine, although you can smell the black currant, there's a hint of mocha and anise, and it's just so beautifully structured that when you smell it and you taste it, it is so simple sounding.
sexy wine.
Yeah.
And I think Pennsylvania can bring Merlot back, personally. It grows so well here. He loves making the wine. We love drinking it. The flavors that come out in it, I'm going to let you.
It's aging like incredibly.
I love
too.
the tannins on it too.
Pulling out the old Merlots is always a good idea.
Yeah. So the cupcake, it's obviously a chocolate cake. In the center is a raspberry filling. There's a mocha buttercream and then a mocha ganache. So, I mean, they just pair perfectly together. But with the Merlot, that black currant is brightened up by that raspberry filling. And since there's the hint of the mocha within the wine, but also in the cupcake, they pair really well. But that mocha adds to the nuttiness and the earthiness of the wine. The chocolate cake complements the tannins really well. They round them out, and then the sweetness just elongates the finish.
It stays
So-
with you forever.
That's one of the best cupcakes I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
So, did you say it's vegan? Did you say that?
Mm-mm.
It's interesting. It just happens to be, I think, the recipe that Thais at Dia Doce loves, but this chocolate cupcake is actually completely vegan. And it's so delicious. Not that vegan things are not delicious, but it's really incredible.
Cupcakes are vegan and they are just
Out of this world.
That raspberry filling has got me all like.
Yeah,
The tannins are just so present.
it's
such
really
a
an
beautiful bite.
incredible combination. The
Yeah.
two of them. I'm gonna finish this.
I use
You have
her cupcakes for every milestone
I was
in my
gonna bring
life.
that up.
Every child's birthday party, every shower, anywhere that I need to take something special, I go out of my way to get Thais' cupcakes because you are never disappointed.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
And I live like 2 blocks from her shop, so.
So dangerous.
Danger! I'm very glad it's in Westchester because
know.
I would be there
So
much
someone
more
has
frequently.
a question. Which wine in your lineup pairs best with barbecue ribs? Rach, I'd let you answer that.
Oh, I would say the Merlot.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it has like, when you do barbecue, something like smoky, the Merlot has a little bit of smokiness to it. Has a lot of juicy fruit that really kind of complements some of those barbecue sauce, a little bit of that sweet, and it has the dryness of the Merlot that kind of balances out the flavor. Merlot is actually my favorite barbecue wine that we do.
Chamberson's another good one. We obviously don't have it on the lineup, but if you have that one at home, that's a great one to
And if
pull
you do
out.
spicy, if you're working with spicy foods, try for the Traminette.
Oh yeah, Traminette.
Traminette,
for the
like
spicy
on a
barbecue.
if you're afternoon grilling and barbecuing.
Like a spicy
it's-
barbecue chicken and
Yes,
Traminette.
yes. And I'm thinking like if you're doing like that mango jalapeno type of barbecue sauce, like if you like those fruitier
Ooh, like a Jamaican
sauces.
jerk.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That would be perfect for the Traminette.
And
Love
price
it.
point for the Merlot is $42 a bottle. If you're thinking for the Chamberson, that's $38. But just add that in there.
Plus like member discount.
So
trying to pull this up on Facebook.
let's see here. Oh, we do a great Cab Franc. Thank you so much.
That is my favorite.
Cab Franc grows very well in the East Coast and very well in our vineyard, and it's one of the older vines in our vineyard. In the vineyard here, if you're not familiar with it on site, Chardonnay, Cabernet Franc, and Merlot are some of the oldest vines. They are pushing, I guess, 50 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the vines are just incredible.
Somebody just asked, "Where's Charlie?" He's,
He's literally,
if you could see, he's about 10 feet over to our right.
Sitting in the
you
sun.
knew he'd be there. He was sitting when people were picking up today, just right out front.
He's the house greeter.
Mhm.
He's the only one that when we're working with the public doesn't wear a mask. We've tried, but he's just not into it.
He spreads love, not COVID.
Yeah.
That's true.
And we have been in quarantine, literally.
Home and work.
Home and work
We've,
is
like, only
what
seen
we
each
have
other.
agreed to so that we can be in such a close working environment to keep it safe. So in case anybody's worried of how close we are.
We're pretty on each other for making sure we got a tight knit
they're
group
just
here.
as close as our kids.
You're literally the only people I've seen.
Yes.
for,
Yeah.
like, months.
We're getting sick of each other.
We
if
wear
you're
masks
asking.
all the
Let's do
time.
it.
Yeah.
We
So,
wear masks.
as we were saying, Carly will touch on it later, but we're excited to have you guys back at the vineyard and to top halves of all your faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun trying to figure out
Just
just
partial.
just the eyes.
Yeah.
Are you smiling? Are you angry?
I know. I always am smiling through my mask. I'm like, they don't know that.
You
but
can
I'm
tell when
cheesing
someone's
so
smiling.
hard.
True.
Especially with your sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smile
Like
with your eyes.
Well, you
stone-faced
can't
killer.
wear sunglasses because like the heat, it like goes over.
All right, guys. So if everybody's ready, we will move on to the Moscato Rose. I'm gonna finish my Merlot. I mean, come on, it's 4 o'clock. It's a Saturday.
We didn't expect
So if
anything
you're
else.
using one glass and you have a little bit of red wine left in there, just pour a little splash of that Moscato Rose, swirl it, dump it out real quick, and then you can just
Or
pour the
drink
rest. Or drink it. Either way. But that's
You do you.
that's a good way to rinse. I would recommend, so just do that real quick
I don't mind creating
before
my
you
own
get into
blends.
it.
Oh my god.
So starting off with the Moscato Rose, this wine is made with Moscato d'Ambrugo. It's a red-skinned Moscato. And you're going to, if you're familiar with Moscato, Moscato has like a heavenly peach, white juicy peach undertone. This wine does have that peach, but with the Ambrugo, you're going to get a lot of watermelon notes, a little bit of tropical fruit. This, like the Traminette, has a little bit of effervescence.
Strawberry
So yeah,
to it,
swirl
yeah.
that around.
So good.
This is an awesome summer wine. It's like an afternoon, Sunday morning brunch wine.
This is,
Anytime.
it's a sweet wine that changes your mind about sweet wine. Like I'm not typically a sweet wine drinker, but this is so beautiful. All the flavors,
It's
so
incredibly
well balanced.
refreshing.
Yes.
That's the one thing I remember
Yeah.
the first time I tried our Moscatos, because I wasn't a sweet drinker. It is easy to drink. It's not like a sugar
It's not
bomb.
cloyingly
It's
sweet.
it's very
not.
clean.
It's
You know,
so
it's
clean.
It's clean on the
It's
palate
like having fresh
all the
fruit.
way through. It is.
Mhm.
It is. I'm not typically into sweeter wines either, but this is something. If it's chilled to the nice, the correct temperature, and if it's a really hot day sitting outside, this is one of the best wines that you could sip on while you're here. Honestly.
Agreed. And so Davide does not add any additional sugars to this wine. They're all natural. So he stops the fermentation of the wine early, which keeps the sugars high and the alcohol low. So on a Sunday afternoon during brunch, you still don't have to worry because the alcohol is only about what?
She's a
put
session
me
wine.
8.5%.
8.5%. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely lower, so it's not as
can
not as
literally
dangerous
rosé all
as some
day.
other ones
Yeah.
we have.
Unless you're drinking Merlot for breakfast.
Pinot Noir.
So yeah, Pinot Noir danger.
Yeah,
So-
versus like the Merlot, which is 14% alcohol, so it is a drastic difference.
So we have paired this cupcake. This is like a little Italian afternoon delight. This cupcake reminds me of summers in Italy. My grandmother at lunch wouldn't have lunch without a cantaloupe melon wrapped with prosciutto. It's how we began every meal, and this cupcake is a little based off of it. That is because this wine is a great starter wine. It's great with all appetizers, but it's also great to drink on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. So this is a melon cake, lime buttercream, and it is topped with a little bit of sea salt and crispy prosciutto. It sounds like a funky cupcake, but the melon of the cake shines through, and it really brings those watermelon flavors out of the wine. Yeah, I know, it's incredible. I can't even wait to bite it. But after you've taken a sip of the wine, take a bite of the cupcake, try the wine again. You're going to realize that this cupcake enhances the effervescence in the wine. And that's that crispy prosciutto, that's that saltiness that brings out the bubbles. And it just kind of dances on your palate, and it's fun.
It does.
Fun. That's so good.
It's just like a burst of flavor.
It is.
Yeah, it's delicious. So many flavors. So many.
A lot of tropical
Yeah.
fruit notes coming through.
Tropical, grapefruit, like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It is fun.
Yeah.
I think we say this every year. Every year we do this pairing. And with every pairing that we do, whether it's wine and chocolate or wine, cheese, and honey, after we have decided what we're doing, we always say, oh my gosh, this is the best one yet. This is the best one we've come up with.
Yeah.
But I kind of think that, like, pairing wise with the flavor combinations that have been chosen and the wines that we chose, this is a pretty special pairing. I mean, I think that it really is pretty fantastic.
I think it enhances the cupcake and the wine. They both, like, one is not dulled down.
Right.
They're both
both
come to
enhanced.
life. So
And this is, I mean, again, the reason why we had to find a reason to bring this pairing to you. We were like, we're in quarantine. We missed 3 to 4 weekends of this cupcake pairing.
Yeah.
We've got to bring it home.
And it's probably the favorite out of everyone, the wine and cupcake. Yeah. And what's
We're
cool
so
about
happy.
this is that we've never been able to do it with you. I know we're not actually together, but we're always kind of preaching it to you, and then we let you have your time with it. But now we can enjoy it together. We're hype about it.
Yeah.
We are.
This
We
is
are.
awesome.
It's just different because you get our thought process of how we came up with the ideas and, like, what we think about it, rather than us just giving you the plate, giving you the wine, giving you a quick little spiel about it, and then walking away. So we're pretty excited. We're glad that we get to share it with a lot of people. This turned out to be very popular. There's a lot of you out there that are doing this pairing today. There's a lot of people that are doing it next weekend as well. So it is sold out again for next weekend. We ended up doing a lot more of these than we anticipated. There was a lot of excitement about it.
We were like a little worker bees inside.
we were.
Like a little factory.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun preparing it, just because it's exciting to also have something to do for somebody. There's no events to go to. There's nothing like that exciting to go out and do anymore right now these days. So we're pretty excited to be able to share this with you guys.
Yeah, and thank you again to all of you for your support. It's been overwhelming. We've had customers calling, checking in on us, new customers, especially with this wine and cupcake pairing, faces that we haven't seen before, even if it's just the upper half. And it has just been, we've had a blast doing this, and we can't wait to do it again next weekend. We're looking forward to opening. Monday, we're going to announce our like full strategy and opening plan. We have a few phases that we'll release, and we're going to start in phase 1 while we're still in the yellow. We will be able to open our property coming up, so we'll give you a timeline on that at what it looks like, and some new protocols that we've kind of implemented to keep everybody safe, not only you guys, but our staff as well.
But in the meantime, we have a ton of exciting things coming up.
Right. We so like I said, we do have the wine and cupcake pairing again next weekend, same day, same time. It is sold out. So those of you that have purchased it already, even if you're watching today, then you'll get to try it next week. We also have a few other fun things coming up on top of opening soon. We have some events that are still sort of virtually based. I know a lot of people still are not going to be going out. It's going to be a very soft opening and getting back into things, but Father's Day is coming up. We're going to be doing a really cool Father's Day package. We are working with actually 3 different local vendors. We're working with a cigar company, so we're going to have cigars available to purchase. We will have beef jerky from Righteous Felon I think they're based out of Westchester, right?
Yeah.
And then we will have our golf shirts and hats and all sorts of other things for Dad. So that's going to be up on our site probably this afternoon, hopefully,
This afternoon,
if not
or
by
early
tomorrow. So it'll be a really nice package to put together for Dad. So you could get any of those items with a combination of wine. So if you're looking for a gift for Dad for Father's Day, this is kind of like a one-stop shop. And then also for the 4th of July weekend, we're going to be doing a package deal. Also, it's going to be called Red, White, and Barbecue. So it's going to feature red wine, white wine. You could throw rosé in there too if you want. But we are working with Hill Acres Pride Farm, which is in Peach Bottom, PA. They are a family-owned farm, family-run. They make cheeses that a lot of you have probably had on our cheese plates here. But they also do pork, beef, all sorts of things. So we're going to be offering packages of their cheddar brats, their beer sausage, hamburger patties. So it's something that you can, again, one-stop shop. You can order it in advance, all pre-orders. Pick it up here with your wine. We're going to have our mustards as well. That's awesome with brats and sausage.
All infused with our wines.
All infused. So we have a spicy mustard. We have a cider mustard. So a lot of really fun options. Again, that's just super easy to get, and it's all local meat. It's all local items in general. So
All local, grass-fed, just beautiful.
for sure. So a lot of fun things coming up. We'll have that on top of being open soon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what's on the horizon for us.
We're really excited.
We
And
miss you
again,
guys so
when
much.
we do open our outdoor space, we are going to keep up with the curbside pickup, the local delivery, shipping. So don't worry that if you're not comfortable getting out there yet, we got you covered.
Well, thanks so much for everyone for tuning in. If you jumped in late or in the middle or just coming in the end, don't worry. Here in a little bit, we'll have a recording of this session up on our YouTube and our website if you want to watch it later. And then again, for everyone next week, we will see you next Saturday at 4 o'clock.
And
We get to do it again.
if you have any questions about anything that we tasted today, any of the wines, any of the cupcakes, anything that we do here, feel free to reach out anytime. We are always here 7 days a week. And we're so excited to see all of you soon. And we're so excited
miss
that you
you.
joined us
Yeah, I
today.
know. People.
So,
Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.